3D printing. What is it? How does it work? Who does it? How long does it take? Is it expensive? What the fuck is Guy doing in this video? These are questions we are faced with in today's society. And today, we're gonna answer those questions the best way I know how, by buying a 3D printer off Wish. Hey yo, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy and welcome back to another video. As you saw earlier, we are doing a 3D printing video. I've wanted to do this for a long time because I just find it fascinating, but I feel like I don't know anything about it. So I wanted to figure out what can you actually print with a 3D printer, how easy is it to use, all those different things, and what better place to start with than Wish. I figure we should be able to get something relatively cheap. I feel like 3D printers are thousands of dollars, but I really have no clue. So this is my first exploration into 3D printing, so let's take a look and see what we can find on Wish. Ooh, we've got a 3D printer right here, 625 bucks, only one left. Okay, so they do have them. That's the first step. What is this? Oh, an engraver. Not what we need, but also still interesting. 625 bucks isn't cheap, but for some reason I thought they were going to be more expensive than that. But I'm also curious, how many of you guys actually do any 3D printing? Comment down below. Okay, we've got one right here. It's $554, so it's a little bit cheaper. It's a DIY kit, V-slot, large size 3D printer, Ender 3 Pro. This means nothing to me. I don't know if this is good, but it looks solid, and they printed a globe, so that's pretty cool. 554 bucks. It's not cheap, but this is going to be the only thing we buy for today's video, so it averages out to be about standard for one of these videos. Add it to the cart, and I guess I'll just see you guys when it gets in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our Wish 3D printer has arrived. It's time to pop this bad boy open and take a look. It is the Ender 3 Pro, or at least that's what it's claimed to be. I don't know if this is a knockoff version or the real deal. Let's just open it up and take a look. Ender's 3 Pro 3D printer. I mean, it looks like it's not a knockoff. It looks like the real deal. I don't know anything about brands when it comes to 3D printers either. I don't know what the Apple of 3D printers is. I don't know what the Samsung is. I'm kind of scared to take this out. Like, I don't want to break anything. I really have no idea what any of this is. Trying to put this together is going to be very, very interesting. Kind of hoping it would all be together already, like the ones we got from the Amazon pallet, but that is not the case. This is like a little piece of IKEA furniture that you got to figure out how to put together. This, I think, is you use this to scrape off the plate when you're done printing. That much I have figured out. Does this have a manual, maybe? Okay, at least we have an image of what it's supposed to look like. That's always a good starting point. Okay, so we had some camera difficulties, but I managed to put some of it together already. It's kind of starting to look like a 3D printer. We're making progress. We're on step 3 of 12. It doesn't tell me what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know what this is or why I have to put it there, but I know I have to put it there.
That's what she said.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we put the printer together. It took me a little while, like maybe the rest of the day, and now it's done. Today it's the next day. But we put it together, and we even did our first test print overnight. This came from a file that came with the printer already, so it's already set up to print it kind of perfectly, which I think is why this came out so well. But it should be set up so that we can actually test out printing some objects that we want to print instead of just the standard ones they gave us. But I'm pretty stoked that it works. So now that we have it together, we've tested to make sure it works. I'm gonna go on this site called Thingiverse and try and find a few different interesting items that we can actually print and use ourselves here in the office. So we are on Thingiverse, which is where I've been told to go to find different 3D printable files that we can put into our printer and then print things off, because obviously I'm not going to be able to put this together myself from scratch. Apparently you can print a keyboard. That's all right, let's see. We have some flexi options. You can 3D print a flexi eagle, a lizard, a few other things, a shark. That's kind of interesting. An exhaust header. Okay, so we've got some desk organizers here. This is kind of interesting. There's a lot of pen holders on here. Okay, so they have all these different collections here. So here you could print off parts to replace or mods for your printer. We're not gonna do that just yet, but that's pretty interesting. Things with actual uses. Quadcopters, what? No way, you can print a drone? Flexible watch band straps, that's pretty lit. I feel like I'm just going into a world I've never entered before. Like, there's so much stuff you can do on here. They got a Mandalorian and a baby Yoda. Come on, that's a vibe. Okay, I found this. It's a triple gear. It reminds me of one of the puzzles that we used to do, and it just kind of looks cool. we're gonna print this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Just like a desk ornament, I guess. Now this is probably the thing that I think is the funniest. We've got the Hodor doorstop. If you guys watch Game of Thrones, you know why this is so funny. We're gonna print it, see if it works, see if it actually holds the door as well as Hodor did. Again, probably gonna be more of a desk ornament than anything else. This is the first thing that I found that was like, you could really use it. So this is a whistle. So we'll be able to test whether or not like it works. Can you 3D print a whistle? It looks pretty interesting. I'm just curious whether or not it's actually gonna work. So we're gonna add that to our printable items. And then we have a touring bike business card. I guess this is like maybe something you would have if you're a bike shop and you give this out to people. Again, more of like a desk ornament kind of vibe, but I thought it was a little different, so we're gonna try that as well. And lastly, we've got a keychain smartphone stand. So you print out this part, not the actual keychain part, and then you can use it to hold your phone. This is what it looks like. It's a little kind of dragon dude. So I don't want to go too complex with these first few prints, but we're gonna do those ones and see if the printer can handle printing all of them at the same time. Now, before we actually print these off, I want to know what you guys want to see me print in the next video. So if there's anything that you guys have seen on Thingiverse or anywhere else that you think would be cool to 3D print, either tweet at me or put a link in the comment section down below and I'll check it out. And then also, I had a couple ideas for something that would be pretty crazy to print. That would be my head, like printing myself and printing a Cybertruck. So let me know what you guys want to see. And if we get over 30,000 likes on this video, I will be back with another 3D printing video for you guys very soon, because this is kind of fun and hopefully you guys enjoy it. But with that being said, let's start the printing. Okay, so I know I said we were gonna print off the Thingiverse items I found, but before we do that and occupy our printer for like 5 to 6 hours, I have something special that I wanna print for you guys. It's a like button. We 3D printed a like button. So please like the video. And plus, that was some pretty awesome B-roll, no? I would say that deserves a like. Now we're gonna go print the rest of the stuff from Thingiverse. Alright guys, so we printed off all of the stuff we found on Thingiverse and it is now ready. As you guys can see, it looks pretty wavy. This is definitely my favorite thing, the Hodor doorstop. This is my first time ever 3D printing anything. Oh! It's okay, we've got our Hodor doorstop. That's actually dumb wavy. I'm feeling like it would be sick to hydro dip some of these too. We could get different colored filament, but we just have the stock white up here. So Hodor doorstop feels pretty sturdy. It is like very, very lightweight. So I think it would do the job, but I am hesitant. It could break. Like I feel like if I push really hard on it, it might break. Okay, so we've got our big dirty metal thick door. And we're gonna test out our Hodor doorstop. You think it's gonna hold? Oh my god. Oh, some vibes. Stops the door just like Hodor. That's it, we just tested it out. Oh. It's hollow and it still works. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting it to work because it is hollow. I feel like you could snap it, but it still works. So Hodor, 3D printed Hodor doorstop, stop the door.
What the?
This is a tongue twister. Say that 10 times fast. Okay, next up we've got our little dragon keychain. As you guys can maybe see right here, there's like a little hole so you can hang this. You can hang your keys off of it and it doubles as a iPhone holder. Well, not iPhone, but like a phone holder. This is actually pretty useful and it's pretty wavy. Look, he's a cute little dragon. Come on. Okay, so this doesn't really have any functionality, but it just looks kind of cool. We do have to take out all the support along the bottom here that allowed you to print it, which like I said, first time doing this, so I don't really know how we're gonna get that off, but I'll try and figure that out so I can show you guys exactly what it looks like when it's completely out of the mold or whatever you would call it. And then this might be one of our most interesting ones. We have a whistle. Looks kind of like a little referee whistle. You hang it down here. Now, will it work is the question. Kind of, not quite though. Oh, it does work. You just gotta really go. Holy hell, yo, you would die if you were an actual ref in a sport and you had to blow that hard every time you wanted to stop the play. But that's pretty sweet. We just printed out a little whistle. And our last item, which is in like a credit card format, and you piece it all together and makes you a little bike. It's like your own Lego set. I don't know why I picked this again, because now I have to actually spend time putting it together, but I'll do that and I'll show you guys when we're done. All right, guys, so we took off the supports from our 3 gears. They actually kind of rotate a little. It's almost like one of those puzzles I had before, but they look really cool. And we have our business card sized bike that I actually broke while putting it together. But you can see it still looks like a bike with the handles and the seat, and a few other things broke off. It's very like fragile, so I probably wouldn't print this again just because I don't really see the point. But we got them all printed, and now it is time to do our print comparison between the printer that we got from one of our Amazon pallet videos. I don't know if you guys remember that, but we managed to fix it up, refurbish it, and use that to print some stuff. It's an anti-cubic printer, and we're gonna be comparing that to the one we bought off of Wish and seeing which one is better. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the other 3D printer that we got from our Amazon unboxing has finished with its print job that we are gonna be using to compare the two printers to see which ones are better and why they're better and all those different details. Let's take a look at this. Printing done, okay. 27 hours and 44 minutes. That's how long it took to print this. That's so long, but we gotta take this bad boy off. Now, this is a little bit bigger than everything else, so I don't know how this is gonna go, and this is my first time taking anything off of this plate, so wish me luck. Bruh. Oh, there we go. Our first piece. I don't even know what this is exactly. Oh, we got some grenades, some little items. I don't know how we might have to do a few things before we can actually put this all together. That's a good start. I thought this 3D printing thing would be easy. This video is proving completely different. Hey, there we go. Bang! So now we've got to take off all these like supports around the sides so that we can put it all together. See how there's a little hole for the head to go in? That's where it is. So we got to get rid of all of this. Then we'll attach it. But if you thought it was gonna take long taking this off, it's gonna take really long to get this ready. So we'll just speed that process up for you guys. All right, guys, so we put together the Deadpool figure from our other printer that we got off of our Amazon unboxing. And as you guys can see, it's pretty decent. It looks all right. There's a few little like printing errors and discrepancies, but overall it did the job well. Some good details all around the back, the spine. It's kind of a zooked statue, but this is what we decided to print for our test for some reason. More importantly, our other printer from Wish is finally finished printing the same item. So we're gonna compare the two and see which one did a better job. I haven't taken the supports off just yet, but if you take a really close look, you can see the details from our Wish printer are actually much better than from the Amazon printer. So we'll show you some B-roll of both and you can compare them yourselves. If you actually look at the cost, both of these printers were around the same amount when we checked the value of them online. So it makes sense. It's just one happened to be from Wish. But I think this is a legit printer. You don't have to buy this printer off Wish. I just did for the sake of the video. But we actually found it on Amazon and other sites. So it's not as surprising that it did well, but I am surprised that it was actually better than the refurbished one that we put together from our Amazon pallet unboxing. Okay, so this was a pretty interesting video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But before we end off, I'm gonna compare the two printers and give you guys my final conclusion as to which one I think is better. Now, this is the Creality Ender 3, which we got off of Wish. As you guys saw, I think the quality of the print is better. It is a smaller machine, so your build plate is a little bit smaller, so you can't print as large of an item as you could on the other printer. But my favorite part of this printer has to be the magnetic plate. The fact that you can peel this off and easily remove any of your prints is such a game changer. It saves so much time. I feel like if I were ever to buy a printer again, it would have to have the magnetic plate on it, but that's just my opinion. Now, one of the cons with this one that's not really a con is that there is some assembly required. As you guys saw, I had to put it together. It took a little bit of time, but it wasn't terribly difficult. There are definitely ones that need more assembly. So overall, I think this is a great machine, a great starter machine that is gonna give you some good quality prints. Now, in comparison to the Anycubic, this is obviously a much larger printer, so you're gonna get some flexibility in terms of being able to print bigger items, but that's gonna create more warping and less refined details, as you guys saw with the compared print from the Deadpool. Now, with that being said, this machine comes almost completely assembled, so there's pretty much nothing you have to do. There's like 2 or 3 screws that you gotta put in, and then it's ready to go. So that's one thing that makes it, as a starter machine, a little bit more enticing than the other one. Also, the nozzle size on this is the same as the nozzle on the smaller printer, which is fine, except for the fact that if you want to take advantage of printing larger objects on the larger plate, well, it's still gonna take a really, really long time because you're using a smaller nozzle. So that's probably one of the first things you would want to swap out, get a bigger nozzle. But overall, I would say they're both pretty good printers. If I had to make a decision though, I think I would go with the one we got off of Wish. This is a refurbished one that we fixed up, so maybe the newer model is better, but the other one printed better quality items, and being able to just peel it off and pop it off is such a huge advantage that I think I gotta give it to the Creality Ender 3 and the one we actually got off Wish. So if you guys enjoyed the video and you want to see more 3D printing videos, like I mentioned before, we got a ton of crazy ideas, be sure to smash the thumbs up button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Toodles!